Have you ever made an excuse for not studying, not chasing your dream, or not showing up? Maybe you said, "It's raining, I'll do it tomorrow," or "It's too far, I'm too tired, I don't have the right tools." We've all been there. But today, I want to tell you the story of a girl who had every reason to give up, a girl who had no books, no bus, no shoes. Yet every single day, she walked miles just to reach her school. And her story will change the way you look at your own excuses. She was born in a small village, surrounded by dusty roads and endless fields. Her family was poor, very poor. They lived in a small hut with a tin roof that leaked whenever it rained. Her father worked in the fields, earning barely enough to feed them. Her mother cooked simple meals, rice, lentils, and sometimes nothing at all. Shoes? They were a luxury she had never known. But this little girl, whose name was Aisha, had something far greater than wealth. She had a dream. Her dream was simple. I want to study. I want to go to school. I want to learn. Every morning, Aisha woke up before the sun. She washed her face with cold water from the nearby pond. She tied her hair back with a piece of cloth. And with her one and only notebook tucked under her arm, she began her long journey to school. How long was it? Not 1 mile, not 2 miles. She walked 5 miles every single day. 5 miles barefoot over rocky paths and muddy fields. 5 miles under the scorching sun of summer. 5 miles in the pouring rain of monsoon. Sometimes the path was flooded. Sometimes she had to cross slippery stones over a stream. Sometimes her stomach growled because she hadn't eaten breakfast. But still, she walked. Other children in the village used excuses. "It's raining, I can't go. It's too far, I'm tired." But not Aisha. Every day as she walked, she whispered to herself, "No excuses. No excuses. I must learn. I must grow." At school, she sat in the back of the classroom, her clothes faded, her notebook almost torn. She didn't have fancy pens or new textbooks, but her eyes sparkled with hunger. Not hunger for food, but hunger for knowledge. Her teachers noticed. They saw the way she listened carefully, never distracted, never lazy. They saw how she copied every word from the blackboard into her little notebook, even if the pencil was only half an inch long. They saw how she stayed after class, asking questions, practicing English, repeating the words again and again. One day, her teacher asked her, "Aisha, you live so far away. How do you manage to come every day?" Aisha smiled and said softly, "Sir, if I don't walk today, I lose a lesson. If I lose a lesson, I lose my dream. So I walk." Her story spread in the village. At first, people laughed. They said, "Why waste time? She's a girl. She will end up in the kitchen anyway." But Aisha didn't listen. She walked silently with her head held high. Years passed. Her feet became stronger. Her mind became sharper. And the little girl who walked miles barefoot became the top student in her school. Not just that, she earned a scholarship to a college in the city. For the first time in her life, she had shoes. For the first time, she sat in a library with hundreds of books. One day, she stood on a stage, holding a certificate in her hand. Her parents sat in the audience, tears rolling down their cheeks. The same villagers who once laughed at her now clapped for her. And as she looked at the crowd, she thought to herself, "It was never easy, but excuses would have made it impossible." Aisha's story is not just about walking to school. It's about a mindset. It's about refusing to let excuses stop you. Think about it. We say, "I don't have time," but we spend hours on our phone. We say, "It's too hard," but we never even try. We say, "I can't do it," but the truth is, we don't even take the first step. Aisha had more obstacles than most of us. Poverty, distance, hunger, no shoes, no resources. But she made a choice. Every day she said, "No excuses." And that choice changed her life. So the next time you feel lazy, the next time you feel like skipping, remember the girl who walked miles to school. Remember her bare feet on the rocky path. Remember her hunger to learn. And tell yourself, if she can do it, so can I.